Hello there, all you amazing people. Today we're going to talk about Linux and one of the biggest issues we had since, I don't know, like 1993, I guess. I don't know. We're going to talk about package manager, and I'm experimenting with stuff like this here right now, so I can really take over pirate software. I actually did this before he did, but anyway, we're going to talk about the package management situation. And like I said, this has been probably since the 2000s, I would say. People are bitched and moan about this, but I'm going to explain why it's actually a massive problem. Why the community, to some degree, is actually at fault here. I know, it already made you angry. That's how I get you hooked in. But before you go nuts in the comment section, watch the video to the end. You can't, review a book by its cover. You can't review a movie by watching the fucking trailer, and so on and so on. When you're done that, go nuts in the comment section. Dislike, like, hit the subscribe button, activate the bell if you want more videos. Go onto my Discord, give me video suggestions, etc, etc, etc. So let's go into it. Let's first, be honest here and say, how many package managers do we have? And I'm using Microsoft Whiteboard because it's the best. Yes, it's dark. I live in Denmark. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway. We have kinda the two big ones. We have the flat, the snap, and the native. Just so I don't get into any problems with someone calling me names, because call it the NA, not announced. These are the three big ones. So in the native, this is where it becomes really funny. We have .deb, .rpm. What is it? TGZ something with arts. I can't remember. I think we also have a .pi something. The old passes. So really, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, then we also have the normal zip format, the TG, the compressed file format. What this means is that if I am a developer and I want to support Linux, well, the easiest way is to just give it the .bin or a zip file that you compile it, or it compiles itself and it's managed outside of the package manager. Or I can select one of these up here. Which one of these is the ones that I feel is the most popular, or the one that I'm aligning the best philosophical with, blah, 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 all that shit. What most people do if you're talking native, if they're looking at what is the most popular distribution brand. So what is the distribution that most other distributions based on? It's Debian, so therefore most people will go with this. So because of all of this jank over here, people since 2000 have talked about a universal package format, and there is also app images, but it's barely used. But there's been many attempts for it. I know Debian is doing their own thing, and everyone, it's open source, it's Linux, so everyone, their grandmothers think they're the smartest person on earth. They do their own thing, and mine is the best, and you suck, go fuck yourself. We have to do it our way. But there's two that have taken off. Number one, hate it or not, is Snap. Number two is flat packages. So now, in reality, we have to do either this, or a combination of those to support all of them. What the community really wanted in the 2000s was one of these two up here. You can't see my cursor apparently. Number one or number two. They wanted one of these two up here. Honestly, back in the day, people really didn't care who won. We just wanted a universal package format. So people set out and did it. The one did it the best was Ubuntu. When I say the best, they were the one that put the most money into it. They were the one that got most successful with it. If you go and look at universal package formats, Snap packages is the most widely supported package format. But here's the problem. Because it's Ubuntu, the community, the people, not so happy. Ubuntu equals Microsoft. Ubuntu equal bad. Ubuntu equals money. Ubuntu equal we don't like. Well, the reason why this up here took off is because Ubuntu have the money to put into R&D development. Because Ubuntu have the money to push it and marketing it and help developers develop forward. I know Flatpaks is a little bit of Red Hat kind of thing, but Ubuntu was the one really pushing forward. And also, a lot of people used to say like Ubuntu equals proprietary. Well, it's only the store that's proprietary. The snap package is not. You can have your own snap package repository and blah blah blah. There's a lot of misconception with that in the community. And even if it was proprietary, who gives a fuck? Are you going to maintain the snap daemon? Are you going to maintain blah blah blah? Most people are not going to do that. Okay. So what's happening right now is this here are for the OGs, the pure. Is that how you spell pure? We want Linux to be as it was in 2000. You have to be a science degree major to run Linux and swing your dick around and think you're this massive nerd that knows everything and can do everything with a computer because you could do sudo snap or sudo apt update, sudo apt upgrade, or sudo apt install. You are now the literally god for computing, my friend. You are the new Linus Torvalds. I'm being sarcastic here. But that's how people think when they're thinking native package format. The snap people just want it to work. They don't give a fuck. Snap, flat, app, native, just want it to work. The flat people are all the anti-Ubuntu people. UB. We don't like Ubuntu, they are corporate, well, they're doing all these things, blah, blah, so therefore we are supporting flat packages. The main reason for a lot of people to support flat packages is not technical. It's bad Ubuntu, more open. Which really don't matter that much because most of them are not going to maintain the technology that is Flatpaks. They may have their own repository stuff like that, but you can also do that with Snap. So now again, with really good universal package formats, Flatpaks is amazing. It's an amazing technology for Linux. Snap package is an amazing technology for Linux. If we could pick one, okay? If we had the fucking balls and maturity to say, yes, I may not agree with everything that they do, but we have to fucking pick one. So right now, we have these users that are based on Ubuntu that are blocking snap packages for flat packages' sake. And the other way around. Or that are banning both of these because they want to be, we are the purest of the purest. We are the really unique, hardcore, super intelligent, 10,000 IQ computer users. This is the state we are in now and been in for probably over a decade. And it's not going to go down. Canonical, Red Hat, nobody will give a fuck whatever one. If flat packages became the biggest fucking shit since sliced bread, Ubuntu's or Canonical say, you know what? We failed with snaps, we are adopting flat packs. They did that with their Unity, their desktop. They didn't, to save development time, blah, blah, blah. They then just modified GNOME a little bit. I hope you get what I'm coming at here, okay? This is bad. Because if you're a little good old developer here, with your beanie on, you have your laptops or your computer standing here and you're coding away on the table. You're standing up because you're healthy. And you want to support Linux. How the fuck do I support it? Do I make a jar file and then have Java runtime? Do I go for flat packages and have everyone else that like snaps or native package formats yelling at me? Do I do native then have flat packages and snap packages yelling at me? Do I do snap and have other people yelling at me? Because this is actually what is going on. And then you will say, oh, well, we will just support it ourselves. So if this developer here say he's a snap person, he likes snap, Well, this is what's happening. Okay? The packages over here is most of the time out of date. The packages over here is most of the time out of date. Unless the community maintainer that maintain the package is really up to date and on snuff, but they probably maintain more than one package, and there's testing going on, there's downloading, compiling, and all that shit. They can't be up to date. If you want the latest and greatest, you have to follow the repo or the preferred way the developers want to package and send out their software. And I've had this, this year's my Linux year. I'm going back to Linux this year because I'm tired of Microsoft AI slop. And depending on what distribution, I'm trying a different distribution, but I'll make a video at the end of the month about it. Depending on what distribution and how their package maintainers are and what they prefer, flat, snap, or native, I may be 1 or 2 versions behind. And then if I look at the back or the changelog and see if they're backported anything, no, they have not. It's just because that's how their package maintainer do shit. They only look at like every whatever time. You are really shit out of luck. Basically, what we are come back to is this segment, this whole shit here. This whole shit here. Let's go up here. What all of this has gotten us into, I haven't set up my tablet yet. We are back to the Windows time. Again. Where you have to go and hunt the latest software. So that could be the web, Git, any source management, whatever it is, you get the idea. If you want to know if you're running the latest version of Discord, the latest version of Spotify, Plumel, Mailspring, Krita, Slack, you have to go to their represented website and see under downloads what package format they recommend you to use. So one may say dep, one may say RPM. Typically these two goes together. And then they will be flat or snap. That's typically how it goes. But the flat package maintainer don't say that, hey, because we are not the official maintainer of this, we will be behind. Because then it will drive people away, because most people want the latest and greatest. You get what I'm coming at here. So they just say, this is our bundled version. So you actually don't know what you are running right now because of this up here. And for some people, it don't matter that much. For a lot of people, it don't matter that much. But if you're running a program that gets updated quite a lot, so Discord, for example, Spotify, they get updates sometimes daily, or at least like a lot. Or you run other really, really, really aggressively developed projects or software, it's in your benefit, especially with Electron apps, with all the security problems Node.js and JavaScript has all the fucking time. So anything that's an Electron app, anything that wants anything JavaScripting, you need to be on the fucking ball with being up to date. So you can't run a package that's 6 months out of date, that's 3 months out of date, that's 2 months out of date. Just the last 6 months, I think Node.js/JavaScript had like 6 fucking massive security faults, almost 1 per month. And if they don't backport it in and tell you, which most of them don't even backport in, and of course they're not telling you because they're doing it on their own time, they're running an automation script, blah, 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 blah. You could sit there and be vulnerable because the package maintainer was out partying that weekend. And you didn't went to the official developer's website to see what they suspect. VLC says, see if we can put a picture up here. They say, to run the latest version of VLC, you have to run the snap package. It's the one getting the features the fastest, the bug fix the fastest, blah, 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 blah. Exactly how we did, or how we are doing it on the Windows. You want a program, you Google it, you go to their website, you click the download, sometimes they will have a link to the store, if that's the preferred way of delivering it, or they would have an exe MSI file. We have not, in over 30 years, fixed this issue. And that means that for little developer Bob up here, it's a massive fucking headache. Because he can't do anything right. Oh, you can't see developer Bob. There you go. He can't do anything right. Because we want native support, we want Snap, we want flat packages. And he's like, I just want to build great software, I just want to support your system. And then we have all these angry people over here yelling at him. Blah, 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 do this in their microphones. Blah, 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 blah. Support this, do this. And then on top of it, they're not paying for his development time. They're not helping him out with code or see out with code. They're just demanding. And then if you do what they say, they just be like, okay, that's fine, thank you. And then you're never using the program anyway. If we just had one package format, we can still have the native, but one universal package format. It will make it so much easier for the people that are actually spending thousands of hours giving you free shit. And if you like free shit like we all do, we all like free shit, we all like, give us free shit, okay? Why won't we want to make it easier for everyone else to give us free shit? Why are we fighting, biting, kicking them in the balls, castrating them, nipplenating them? Because they're not doing what we think they should be doing. Either flat, snap, or native. Because we like that. We are never going to help you out. We're not going to donate to you. But do as we say. Because we believe in the philosophy of one of these things. We are anti-Ubuntu, or we don't fucking care. Just pick one. Or no, we want the purest way. The people debating this the most is never developers. There are some, like I said, distribution maintainers that go in and go between, these two, have a debate between these two here. But most of the time, it's the community, it's the users that are the biggest fucking idiots about it. Because in the end, I know Pop OS and System 76 are really, really big flat lovers. Same with Elementary OS and Mint. But I am sure, if 90% of all software manufacturers out there said we are going Snap, they will adopt Snap. And the community was okay with it. Or app images, or some other fucking format. It don't have to be any of these. A third, fourth, fifth format that everyone agrees on, that's what we do. Mint and all of these people, they would just be like, well, then we are just enabling Snap then, because why? Like right now in my distributions, when I run any Linux, like I said, I'm testing out some distributions to figure out which one I want to stick with for as long as I can this year. I have native, flat, Snap, with all their respected other repos, like third-party repos in some of them, enabled to actually run the software I want to run. And sometimes, for the flag package, it's just to run one software, because Snaps has most of it. But there is that one developer that I'm going flat, and I really like that software. I want to test it out. So I have to enable the whole Snaps flat system, the flat backend, blah, 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 to run it. And you may be a flat guy or girl, and you may, for some work or something else, you have to fucking enable Snap. The whole Snap backend, Snap, all that fucking bullshit just to run one or two applications. Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we punishing ourselves this fucking much? It's stupid. It's the stupidest thing. You can never get everything you want. Everything is a give and take. You will never get, as an individual, all of us, let's just see all of this as people, will never get, as a collective, everything we want. Because his requirements here is different from her requirements here. That's different from his requirements. And her requirements. And her requirements. They all want different. They want the same thing, but different small little tweaks, nuances. It could be like philosophies of how doing stuff. And that's basically what Snap is versus Flatpak. It's just a little bit of a different philosophy. They are overall kind of trying to do the same thing. Semi-sandboxing. They're not true sandboxing, but semi-sandboxing. Packages that you can maintain outside of the main core system. It's just how they're approaching it that's a little bit different. Not super, but a little bit different. But because in open source, we all have this, like, main character problem. Me, I know better. I won't compromise. I am the smartest. And this is not just the community, it's also the distribution maintainers. A lot of them are super opinionated about things that don't fucking matter one fucking shit. And all they're doing is alienating, or what it's called, pushing potential users away. Instead of just being like, we don't care, use whatever the fuck you want. And we will make it easy for you to use either Snap or Flat. One of the big issues I have in Mint that I'm running right now is that there are things I need that, like I said, if I want the latest and greatest, I have to run Snap packages. They physically have put in a file that plugs Snap commands that you have to remove to enable Snap. Stupidest, most unintelligent fucking anti-consumer thing I have ever fucking seen. We are bitching about Microsoft putting ads and forcing AI. Well, the Mint developers are forcing their opinion onto me. Have all their tools be flat, I don't care. But make it easy for me to enable Snap. If that's what I want. We are talking about in Linux you own your system. Do I own my system if the developers of a distribution is actually trying to disable other technologies that I need? I installed Mint. It's my system. You tell me it's my system. Why are you plugging Snap? I want Snap. I had to take that away. I don't know why they're doing it. It's because sometimes when you put in a command, it will automatically install the Snap version of that. There are ways around that. Okay? You can maintain your own repository instead of fucking living off Ubuntu's teddies. But you get what I'm coming at. There's ways of doing it. Some more easy than others. And right now when I'm sitting and I tried, I have Pop OS on one of my laptops, my test laptops. Like that's like 8th-gen Intel, runs really, really well. I may make a video about me, may change my mind a little bit about Cosmic. I don't know yet. I need to try it out more. They also flat driven. At least they make, as far as I understand it, they don't have any blocks for running Snap. We are starting on a even this small little distro level. Oh, we are starting to do MS shit. It's not Ubuntu anymore. It's everyone, and it's like, yeah, but our thing are the righteous one. Our is the best one. Ours is the most open one. Everyone says that. Everyone says this. I've always said the biggest problem with Linux is not Linux. It's not the technology. It's not that it's hard to use. It's the fragmentation and the competitive in the community. Both internally with each other and with Windows and Mac. And the biggest thing that holds Linux back is the community. Why would I want to support a market share of, let's be generous here and say 5%? If it takes me 10 times the fucking development time because I have to maintain 10,000 different package formats. I have to build my software to make sure it runs on 10 different distributions because they go in and modify some backends so they are not compatible with each other so much. Like, there are things on Debian that don't run on Ubuntu. There are packages on Ubuntu that don't run on Debian for that reason. Not many, but there are quite a few. So if I want to support Linux and I don't want to do it either flat or Snap package, that's one of the things they're trying to solve. I have to test 10,000 different computers distribution because sweaty little old Bob in mom's basement with a fucking dildo up his ass is running this obscure little hentai anime bullshitty distribution. We are making it so much harder for people to support us. Unnecessary. Package formats should not matter to anyone. If it's open or closed should not matter to anyone. You are not the one maintaining and developing it. As long as you're getting it for free, you don't care. That most Linux users don't give a fuck about open and closed. They just want it for free, and they think that if it becomes closed software, they can't get it for free anymore. And I honestly believe that a lot of FOSS developers should start to actually ask for money for their software. Because there are so many ungrateful, demanding people out in this world that are stressing those developers out to no end, demanding, yelling and screaming, being obnoxious Karens towards them because they didn't change the color or they didn't support this distribution or this package format. Then you fucking go do it. But then you're building to the problem. Funny enough, with all the openness and stuff like that, what Linux needs the most unity. Shared mission statement. All these little fights, nah, fuck them. They will be there, the arguments will be there, but then make a fucking... put out a vote. Be democratic. But that means that sometimes you lose. And don't be a bitch about losing, because sometimes you win. You can't win all the time. Funny enough, the operating system that is built to be the most open, the most transparent, that should bring people together, is exactly what is lacking: unity. Mint people are mint people, Soviet people are Soviet people, Ubuntu people are Ubuntu. There are some that are like me that don't give a fuck about all this. When you've done this for a certain amount of time, you just stop giving a fuck. But Linux has become, the most important thing about Linux has become about fighting each other. Because I like this technology, or this software philosophy. If you don't want to either pay for it, or support it with your time, you are not entitled to anything. Any fucking thing. Whatever the developers do, you just bend over and say thank you, please loop up, and be gentle. And you just take it. You take it the way it comes. Spread your butt cheeks and take it the way it comes. Because you are living off their money, their free time, their generosity. And on top of that, the most of the community are like, oh, do this, do that, no, let's fuck it, blah, 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 blah. They don't have the unity behind it. Linux users need to be more grateful. They need to stand together. If you want to win, you need to start be grateful and start together and help more out. Pay for your software. Donate to your developers. Be okay with what, even if they do something you may not like 100%. Because you never will like everything 100%. But stand by them. Because at some point, they will stop doing their shit. And most of the time, when people stop, and this has happened, trust me, again, I've been in this for close to 30 years, when the main project stops, the spin-offs, the new, this is like the spiritual successor to this kind of thing, they never reach the same height. They never reach the same quality. When I say never, most of the time. I would say like 8 out of 10 times. They don't reach the same quality, notoriety, path that the original was about. And that means that after 2 to 4 years, it's dead. Because they didn't get the support they needed, either money or time-wise. Or the community got too demanding. And if you say I'm bullshitting, like I said, I've seen this going on for close to 30 years in the FOSS world. It has never changed. Never. This is something that has been a constant in FOSS. And I'm dealing with it now. I have to find a distribution that allows me to use whatever package format I want to use, that are not buggy as shit, that works with all my peripherals, where suspend and screensavers, all that actually fucking works, because yes, there's a lot of distributions that don't pause out your screen, monitor and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Also, that's because of the desktop environment that they're choosing. Maybe another video. If I have one thing I wish for 2026 in the Linux world, which has been basically what I've been wishing for my whole life, start to bond together. Become more alike. Have your debates, but don't let it fucking ruin everything. Get unity. find a common mission, agree on some core basic technologies that are universal for all other distros. If we agree on Snap or Flat or whatever we agree on up here, that don't mean you can't also do native. If Snap becomes the main, don't mean we can't also do Flat. It just means that if you want the latest and greatest, the officially supported blah blah blah, that is Snap. Everything else is just community nice to have kind of thing. But the official format, the official Linux format, the official distribution format is either native and Snap or native and flat, both, or even just one of them. If they want to support more formats, that's fine. But to be Linux certified or approved or whatever the fuck you will call it, it has to be one of these. We have to find a standard. We can't keep doing this because this is what we do under Windows now. See you all later. Go mental in the comment section.